I think you have made an interesting point there that this COVID period did push businesses to adopt more digital, in their businesses and all.
On one side there is this generation, and on the other side there is Gen Z and Alpha that is already born in the AI generation. So it's a huge gap.
Adapting is not a good to have thing in business. It's a must. It's a necessity for existence. We have to make our technology solutions really easy to adopt and use. We would find a lot more acceptance from even older generations.
In one word, I could sum up your answer: it's simplicity.
Yeah.
Welcome to our podcast, Tech Beyond Boundaries. In today's episode, we have the privilege of hosting Rajveer Shekhawat, the visionary CEO of Blue Sapling. With a mission to expedite digital transformation and offer a cost advantage to businesses globally, Blue Sapling has been instrumental in shaping the way organizations operate in the digital age. Join us as we explore Rajveer's insights, experiences, and the future of enterprise technology with Blue Sapling leading the way. Hello, Rajveer. My first question to you is, what inspired you to venture into the realm of enterprise software with Blue Sapling? What is your story? Go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell me about yourself and Blue Sapling.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for introduction, Akansha. My story is pretty spontaneous. Like it wasn't like one day I decided that I have to get into enterprise softwares and build something. And no, I was working for Oracle during first year of my career.
Hmm.
So I decided I think I want to do something on my own. So my initial plan was to get into robotics and machines. Okay, because
Oh,
that has my hobby during my college days. Like I tried to dig into my own personality, like who I am as a person, what do I enjoy. So I narrowed it down to that I am a person who enjoys building stuff. So as a person, I am a builder. And that's when one of my friends like reached out to me, would you be willing to build a software for a company in Singapore? Again, I am building something, so let's do it. And that's how it started. I started learning the frameworks and everything required to build that software, and I worked for 2 3 months. And I really enjoyed that process. I used to speak with the clients, understand their business, their requirements, their challenges they want to solve with the software solution, and I designed and I learned on the go, and I designed on the go, and I developed and deployed. This story begins from late 2012. So, and that software went live in early 2013, around Feb or something. And that was
hmm.
my first project where I built my first enterprise software. And that's how it started.
Interesting, Rajveer. By any chance, was Lego your favorite game as a child? Since you mentioned you.
No, I wish it would have been, but those bricks were I have to say they were sand bricks because I come from my early childhood was from rural background. So for 2 months in the summers, we would go out in the sand and we'll build sand castles and we'll build
You still
roads and
build
cinema
something.
halls. Yeah, we built
So
something. So,
building
but
is
it was
basically your
plastic we
major.
go.
Rajveer, over the last 3 years, especially since the emergence of COVID-19, we have seen that businesses have been transforming faster than ever, because COVID had opened this opportunity that going online is actually a good solution. So business owners, by force of the COVID-19, I would say force specifically, they had to automate a lot of processes and make them more suitable for a digital landscape. However, even after the world started going back to the normal after COVID-19, these changes have stayed in place and the businesses are transforming even today. They continue to
Mhm.
evolve and transform. But how do the business owners stay on top of this ever changing digital solution? How do you see that the landscape of digital transforming will evolve in the next 5 to 10 years probably? And what role is Blue Sapling playing in this entire scenario?
I think you have made an interesting point there that this COVID period did push businesses to adopt more digital, in their businesses and all. as a human beings, we are always resistant to change, like, until unless some external force comes in, we kind of would like to remain in our comfort zone. So especially in India, like, businesses are now, like, coming out of, like, a phase where they want to adopt modern ways of doing business, like, especially after GST came in, demonetization
Hmm.
came in. Earlier, like, many of the management and billing systems used to be manual, or like, using conventional tools. But after this, like, during COVID, one of the interesting things that happened is people had to work remotely. They were forced to do remote work.
True.
So a big shift we have seen in the acceptance towards cloud-based technologies. Earlier, like, people used to install softwares in their own laptops or
Systems.
machines, like,
Yes.
that were, and it was not on cloud, which you can access from anywhere.
True.
And the acceptance of cloud systems were low, but the COVID had given a big push to that. And once, like, people and businesses have accepted this new normal, uh, like, no, it has stayed with them, and they once now they have got the hang of benefits of it, so they don't want to let it go. So that explains why they are sticking with it. And coming to the last part of your question, when you say that, like, what should business owners do to stay on top of such evolving trends? I think, like, especially speaking from Indian perspective, like, we are very adaptable people here, right? And as a business, they have to not just adapt to one. COVID was one instance, like, changing market macros, changing technologies, changing, like, compliances. So I think uh, probably, like, business guys are more than enough suited to adapt themselves,
So
stay.
your key suggestion is that the businesses should be adaptive enough. Now,
They
picking up.
have to be. They have to be. Otherwise, like, it's tough out there. So
True.
if you don't adapt, you lose. You fail. So it is like, it's a must. Like, adapting is not a, like, good to have thing in business. It's a must. It's a necessity for existence.
True. So, Rajveer, we have seen that the millennial generation, that is our generation, we are more open to adaptation. Why? Because we have been, raised in that era where we have seen the changes. So, our
Mhm.
system is abreast to this adaptation. But there are
Mhm.
also, people of the older generation that who are still in the businesses, who are,
Mhm.
not very comfortable in this adaptation. So, is there
Mhm.
any advice, any suggestion or recommendation on how these folks should be, focused on adaptation? Now you are throwing in cloud for them, so
Mhm.
it's little difficult for those folks. What is your generation like? How should they cope up? On one side there is this generation, and on the other side there is Gen Z and Alpha that is already born in the AI generation. So it's a huge gap. So what is your take on this?
I will tell you few kind of stories that when people reach out to us that they want a cloud system for their business or something, more often than not, like, they are the next generation of the business owners. So either their
Hmm.
son who has studied outside, or like, a daughter who wants to, like, modernize and not do the things like, how they used to be done in the past era. So we have to give it to the new generation that they are all, like, willing to adapt, and they are actively seeking, like, new technologies to adapt in their businesses. And when it comes to, like, the elder generation, I think, like, probably, I guess we would be in the same stage when we would be in their age. So it's a natural phenomena. I think that once people age, like, beyond a certain point, they want to just relax and not change a bit. And that's where nature comes in. It brings in new generation which actually wants change, and eventually, like, the humanity keeps on evolving. My suggestion, more than to these business owners and all, would be towards the entrepreneurs of this generation. Like, the
Hmm.
point I'm trying to make here is, we as entrepreneurs, if we will adopt a bit more empathetic approach, bit more, like, understanding of how difficult it is for people to understand new UI UX. So if we work really hard on that aspect, that we have to make our technology solutions really, really easy to adopt and use, we would find a lot more acceptance from even older generations. And to be like, to share some anecdotes, actually, like, a lot of older generation people who have owned legacy businesses are fan of our solutions, just because we focus a lot on this aspect, make it easy to understand and use. So that finds adaptation from both old and young together.
In one word, I could sum up your answer. It's simplicity. That is the middle
Yeah.
ground where, the younger generation will get what they want and the older generation will get the ease, making it easy for them to move into this new digital transformation era.
Mm.
People often tell us, to follow the latest trends in business transformation. But what is the real reason behind this? Like digital transformation strategies we know that it can help you do more in lesser time, which will definitely enhance an entrepreneur's client satisfaction score. It will
Mm.
result in better reviews, more referrals. So, why should
Mm.
you even care about updating the digital side of your company, given in the current climate? This
Mm.
question is specifically for those companies that think that digital transformation is not for us. We might waste time in this.
That's a very, very good question. Like, I would love to answer that. Trends. Okay. You use the word trend. Lately from last couple of years, this word has been a new favorite for me. Okay. When you mention this word trend or trend followers, people kind of associate with both negativity and positivity. Hey, you are just a trend follower, like, what? And somebody, may see it as a positive side that I follow trends. Okay,
Right.
so the answer here is this. I have myself thought a lot about this word, and I have researched a lot and read a lot of books, and I find this word mentioned in books from a lot of entrepreneurs who have done big in their lives. See, there are, say, 7 billion or 8 billion people in the world, and you are one. Okay. Now, the thoughts, the desires, the motivations, and the requirements of these rest of the 8 billion minus one people are moving in a direction. Okay. So it's like a bigger flow of, say, river. Now imagine you are in a river and you want to, travel some distance. So you have a boat. Now, if you will try to move upstream, okay, the river is flowing from, say, east to west, and you are trying to row your boat from west to east, you will be working against the trend. Okay, now you will be putting effort and, you will be trying so hard, but you won't move anything because whatever distance you are moving forward, the more you are pushed back by the trend. Okay, so but if at the same time, if you will turn your boat around and flow along the trend of the river, if you will flow from, say, east to west or whatever the downstream direction, you will put one effort, but the river will push you five more. So you will cover exponentially lot more distance as compared to, the previous case. The same thing is with the life. If you are following trends, and first of all, it is very important to detect what are the major trends in the market. You cannot get that wrong. If you first get the direction of the trend or the macro right, and then, move your business along it, headwinds will take you a lot farther than you alone can go. So you will always be at an advantage who have not aligned their business exactly as the trend is moving. So why you should care? If you really want to, make cover some distance in life, if you really want to move ahead fast in life, you have to leverage this energy of the river or this wave or the world. If you don't do that, you will be like just fighting against the odds. You won't go anywhere.
So, picking up from the same conversation, if, for example, if a business approaches you, okay, and given that this business owner has no idea about trends, can Blue Sapling suggest a change to them? Or does a business owner come to you that, okay, I want this particular trend, and Blue Sapling helps them with this? How does it actually work with your company?
With our company, we do provide consultancy services. So
Hmm.
if somebody wants to engage with us and explore, what are the macros in their industry and all, we do provide that kind of services. It's about, seeking truth, seeking knowledge about that industry, seeking knowledge about like those markets. And if you keep your eyes and ears open, I think you should be able to notice it. Again, I would love to fall back to my analogy. It's like asking a question that how do you find a wave in an ocean? You just like keep your eyes open. You will see where the wave is coming from, and you run towards it, and you stay in front of it, and then ride towards the shore.
Okay, one personal question, Rajveer. By any chance, does your zodiac belong to the water sign? Pisces,
I don't
Scorpion?
know what my zodiac is. If you can tell me, I would be glad to know that. I don't know what is it.
Because throughout this conversation, the analogies that you have belong to the ocean, the water, the river. In your experience, you have already mentioned that, there are a few things that keywords that you have mentioned. One is adaptation. In the talent management, we can say that it is the main thing, adaptability, simplicity in offering the solutions during digital transformation on the part of the company that's offering that kind of a solution. That's the second thing. Now, we have talked about a lot of things, but in your experience, what are the major factors that can differentiate a successful digital transformation initiative from those that fall short? And picking up from the same, how does Blue Sapling help the clients navigate these factors?
It has a very easy answer. You have to align your work or the transformation work or the technology adaptation work that you are doing to the goals of that business. If you align it to the goals, it will create the difference. But the goal misalignment is there, then it won't work. So sometimes like common mistake there is just because say AI is coming. Okay, these days generative AI is there in the market now. Now there is like retrieval augmented generation and a lot of technologies are coming up. Now just because they are there, and so if you just say okay, we will just use it blindly, that's not how it works. Like you have to understand the fundamentals of what more leverage this technology provides as compared to like the current set of tools, and how you can use that to the advantage of your business to achieve its goals. So aligning, knowing, like talking to customers that, okay, what are your plans for your business? Where do you want to take your business in the next 5 years? Now, then working backwards, that what do you need now to achieve what you want after 5 years? And then like, making that happen through tools and technologies is like, key there. And of course, then the execution, if you have to put a great set of people behind the execution. If the execution team is not there, and the plan and the strategy might be great, again, that will fall short. So two things, like alignment to the business goals of the initiatives, and then like a really good execution team. So one of our core philosophies in our company is that like you have to really care about what you are doing.
As a famous quote says, if you care for things, they last. Rajveer, you have spoken about AI, and in the beginning of this conversation, we also talked about robotics, machine learning transformation. We see today that the magnitude of these changes in the tech world with generative AI or robotics or machine learning is actually transforming how we live, how we work, and how we communicate. So, as someone who might have experienced the ups and downs of this dynamic sector, these I know that these changes can come with their own set of challenges, risks, and uncertainties. So with this rapid advancement of technology, what challenges do you see that businesses can encounter in their digital transformation efforts, and how can Blue Sapling address these challenges?
The key challenge in like navigating these new uh, technologies that are coming, the biggest challenge in my personal opinion which business face is calibrating or understanding the right level of impact it will generate. We as humans overestimate its
Value.
impacts,
Impact.
value it will provide, and sometimes underestimate, like, but we are rarely on the exact spot ki, okay, this much impact it will bring. In my opinion, is this that getting the impact of the new technology right. Okay, don't underestimate it, but at the same time don't overestimate it. understand the fundamentals of what the technology is bringing in a right proportion, and then use it and invest in it accordingly. So we as a company at Blue Sapling, like, we try to stay real. We try to stay back, like, as close to the truth as possible. And we communicate with our clients, and we communicate the real fundamentals of technology, that don't overestimate what it can do, but at the same time don't underestimate also what it can do. So stay close to it.
Been more than talking about the technology and digital transformation. What I like the most about Blue Sapling is its principles. You have very simple yet very powerful and effective principles, we can which can actually make an impact on the businesses and enterprises. And as we conclude this insightful episode, I wholeheartedly extend my gratitude to you for sharing this invaluable expertise in a very simple and effective, impactful manner. I have gained some profound insights into how Blue Sapling is pioneering innovation through simple, realistic, and interesting approach for the enterprise software solutions.
I think I loved the conversation, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts and beliefs.
Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey, Rajveer. Until next time, to our listeners, stay inspired, keep innovating. This is Akanksha Mishra signing off for Tech Beyond Boundaries.